So, welcome back to the podcast. Today, we have one of our amazing members, Emma, with us today, and she's just going to talk a little bit about her journey. So, we're just going to have a super casual conversation about her time on the program, her results, because she has crushed it. So, before we make our way into the podcast, Emma, welcome.
Hello.
So, once we get started, it'd be great for you to just, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
So I work for the NHS. I'm a therapist. So I kind of like finish kind of like 4 o'clock. I like have my little gym routine. So I like to go 3 days a week. I try and go 4 if I can.
Goodbye.
But yeah, sometimes it doesn't happen, which you will get that.
Of course.
But yeah, I kind of stepped onto this gym program because I was going to the gym for years. I've always been a gym goer, but I just kind of hit this thing where I just wasn't seeing any difference. I just stayed exactly the same and I didn't see any gains. So, and I guess it's all a balance of sort of like diet and weights and what you're doing in the gym.
Of course.
So nothing much has changed apart from just being more stricter and zoning in on muscle groups and diet. And yeah, it's just been it's been quite an easy journey because I guess I was a gym goer anyway. It's just actually targeting it right from the right angle. So I guess from your guys' support, it's just set it out in black and white and it's just been great.
Oh, bless you.
Changes.
That's one of the best things when someone goes, it's actually a lot easier than I thought, because before starting a transformation journey, it's so easy to get these ideas in your head like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to cut all of these things out, I'm gonna have to do all these crazy cardio hit classes, and it's like, absolutely not. You want to get more bang for your buck, right? You want it to be a little bit easier so you can focus on life, work, career, everything, So let's rewind back to the beginning. Where was you? How was you feeling in yourself? I know you mentioned you was a gym goer, but maybe a little bit frustrated with not seeing the results I guess you felt like you deserved. What made you originally reach out and go, hey, I want some more help?
So I guess because I followed you loads on Instagram, just kind of like seeing things, and like it probably took me about like 6 months to a year to finally realise like actually I need to make change, because I was just like you said, it was just disheartening because obviously you work life balance and you go to the gym and you go on holiday and you want your little gym bod, and I'm just like, there's literally no difference. So I just didn't understand why I wasn't seeing any difference, because like I eat kind of fairly balanced anyway, but it was just making like these changes that have made a massive difference. So muscle definition, energy levels as well. So like, I guess just, it was just kind of hitting that wall and actual realisation of I need someone to help me to make a difference. Because clearly I'm not doing it by myself, even though I'm very familiar with the gym. But I just kind of was following you guys and saw that with your clients you were making a lot of difference. And I was like, I want that.
Oh, gosh. But it is tough, right? I know you mentioned there you was, 6 or so months, you was kind of like delaying it and knowing you almost felt like you needed a change, but you weren't ready, or you just didn't have something in you to go, I'm going to do it now. What was that moment? And the reason I ask is because there's, so many ladies in a similar boat where it's like, I kind of know I need change, but it can be scary. It can be intimidating. You don't know what to expect. Some people are skeptical, which I totally get, especially in today's day and age, right? What was it for you that clicked that made you go, I've dragged this out a little bit too long. Right, I'm ready to go now.
I think I just found myself spending so long watching videos, just hearing so much contradictory information, and I think the internet's full of it. So then you kind of get to a point, and obviously when I was seeing your videos and following it, and everything kind of made sense of what you were saying, and sort of seeing your results from the clients, and it was a big step for me to be like, I just literally one day, I think I'd probably followed you for like quite a while, and then was like, I just need to do it. Just stop playing
absolutely.
around. But I think you kind of lose trust in a way in like kind of like personal trainers, because I've had ones at the gym and you just get nowhere and you're like, oh. But then I guess because you kind of see the results and it's real people and they've had real changes, it was that turning point of like, actually, these are real people and they've been on this program so long and there's sort of changes, and it's kind of like results guaranteed, really, and it actually has
No,
been.
absolutely, of course.
So like just seeing my before and after pictures, and even 3 weeks in, there was a big change, and I was just like, whoa,
I remember
like
the
this is
photo you sent
just
to us. She's like, "Oh my god, I'm 3 weeks in, and I can already see my muscles starting to change," and
yeah.
it
And I
was
was like, I've been
incredible.
going to the gym years and seen nothing, and in 3 weeks, I literally saw like the changes happening. I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
So yeah.
and you mentioned you was with PTs in the gym. How long was you like kind of dabbling with PTs inside the gym to try and find a result?
I think I've probably tried about 3 different PTs, only because I think, because I know the gym equipment, I guess.
Yeah,
You only have a PT if you're very sort of gym newy.
yeah,
But I think I was just wanting that PT, just some direction of,
yeah.
shaping your body, things like that. And it just wasn't happening. So I'd have PTs, but you need the whole package. You need the diet and which I don't like saying diet really, because it's not. It's just basically portion control, kind of eat fairly balanced, and you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
to eat like a rabbit. And it's not. It's high
Absolutely.
protein.
Just dust and salad all day long.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Of
just like,
course.
and like with Lacey, just putting the portions together and the right amount of protein, and it's just key ingredients basically on how to
100%.
look after your muscles, I guess, so you can grow. And so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the crazy thing is, only like 5-10% of the result comes from the gym. So you would have been going and working your socks off. And I bet you left those PT sessions thinking, wow,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I've done
real
a bit
sweat and
today,
no
but
difference.
no, yeah, and that's it, right? People go, oh, I'm
Yeah.
sweating, so it must be working. It's like, if only it works like that, right? But like I say, when you have everything else, diet, sleep, because diet and nutrition are two big elements, of course, but there's the hormones, the metabolism, the diet, the sleep, the stress. They all have a huge part to play. And do you find the small little things like stress management, sleep, etc., do you feel like those have improved as well?
So definitely the energy. So like I'm always been a good sleeper anyway. So I sleep like a log. But it's just the actual energy kind of in the day, when you have your crashes and you
Of
just
course.
so I've noticed a massive difference in that. So just I can get basically from start to finish without sort of crashes or dips in the day. So I have noticed
Absolutely.
just energy in myself, really.
Yeah.
So, occasionally you kind of get to the point of like the end of the day. But yeah, I just more energy. I'd normally like nap when I finish work sometimes, or then go to the gym later. And now I just like finish work, go to the gym.
Yeah, absolutely. Your second wing kicks in.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm curious, how do you feel like, put you on a spot a bit here, how do you feel like your energy has impacted things like career and relationships and lifestyle? How do you feel like your energy has impacted the rest of your life outside of fitness?
Yeah, so it definitely, and I did notice because obviously work can be stressful sometimes,
Yeah.
and I was in a different role when I started this or when I was beginning. But I just noticed a difference in my confidence in general, just kind of, I think because you got more energy in yourself, but I don't know, it was just a bit of it, I've noticed just a shift in my mood at work and just
100%.
kind of, I just got that energy boost, but also a bit of confidence and a bit of self-confidence, I guess.
Right. Yeah, amazing.
So I just did kind of notice, and even with like public speaking, and weirdly, it just kind of had an impact on delivery,
Absolutely.
which
A
was really weird.
100%. Yeah. And we have so many ladies. We actually had a lady win. She spoke at like a women's and wealth conference about her transformation, and it's the little things like your body language. When you're not as confident, it's just almost like a bit more closed, like almost like you're trying to protect yourself. But when you have the confidence, your shoulders back, your chest is up, you're speaking with conviction and like you're proud, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's, I guess, impacted career? Because I know you mentioned obviously you got yourself a new role now as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think because I guess when you're at the gym, you've got a goal, haven't you? So you kind of push
Yes.
yourself. And I've pushed myself more so because you kind of check it off, don't you? Almost on the app of like, I've
Yeah.
been to the gym. It's like an achievement. And I think that kind of crosses over into work a little bit because you kind of have that mindset of like, no, I'm going to do it and I'm going to achieve it. You kind of then
Absolutely.
take that mindset into work.
100%.
Of kind of like, no, if I start something, I'll finish it. So I think it's kind of a good mindset to keep. I don't know,
It
it kind
is.
of transfers out of the gym into work then. So
Absolutely,
of that,
yeah.
start it, I'll finish it.
Yeah, and it's vice versa too. You know, when you're crushing it in career, it's often like, I feel so great. I want to do great in my fitness too. And when you're doing great in fitness, it's like, I feel great. I want to do great in career too. They go hand in hand. And because I guess it's not just, you know, PBs in the gym. It's you know, as corny as it may sound, it's the person you become in a pursuit of getting that. Because it's not easy to push yourself and become stronger than the previous week and do more weight or more reps. And I know in your instance, it's become probably quite a strong habit, and most workouts lead into a couple of strong PBs, but it's not an easy thing to do. It's easy to stay in your little bubble and be in your comfort zone to go, okay, I've done 12 last week, I'll do 12 this week. But pushing yourself out of that comfort zone is difficult, but it then goes into, okay, if I'm in my career and I want to push myself out of my comfort zone in a new role or promotion, well, fuck it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to see how this thing goes, right?
Yeah. It's just like the small wins, isn't it?
Yes.
So, like, because you have small wins at the gym and you kind of have, you put that mindset into work for, like, small wins, like, I can do this.
Absolutely.
So,
The way I kind of say it to people is those small compound wins is like bricks to a house. You get these small little bricks, which are these small little wins. You stack them on top of each other. Then all of a sudden you look back and go, oh my God, this is brilliant. I've got a fucking mansion in front of me, right? But they are small compounding wins. And I think that's such a great takeaway piece of advice for everyone listening, to look for the small wins, because that's what keeps you motivated. If you're just waiting for the full transformation right from day dot, it can be demotivating and demoralizing when you get a couple of weeks in and you go, I'm not exactly where I wanted to be. But when you look at the energy or the PBs or the slightly better sleep or the better skin or whatever it may be, you're like, okay, that keeps me going across my journey. Alongside the PBs, what other small little wins did you find, I guess, kind of helped you along the way?
Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
So I guess it could be like, you know, we mentioned energy. That was a big one. Mentioned the PBs was another bigger one. Like little things, like I remember you would take a photo before, I can't remember what one it was. I think maybe
like
you had a social event.
Or something.
Yeah, like a gym photo, or even how you feel like at a social event. You go, wow, like I feel great. Or it could be, you know, like the new role, or, you know, for some ladies, like, okay, I'm sleeping better. I know your sleep's quite great, or my skin's better. These small little wins women can look out for. It's like, right, that's gonna keep me going.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm quite curious. Where do you feel like you would be if you didn't get started, what was it, about 4 months ago? Maybe just over?
Yeah. I think I'll probably still be stuck in that rut of just going to the gym and just, like you said, just stuck into a routine. And I eat fairly healthy and just never seeing results. And just, obviously I've always gone to the gym and just stayed exactly the same. So I think it was just having that push just to do it. I think I'd just be in the same boat, not changed. So yeah, but I think, you know, I'm so glad that I did it, because I think I've just been thinking about it for ages and finally just dived in and was like, right, I'm just going to do it. And yeah, it's the best thing.
Oh, bless you. And I guess, what would your advice be to yourself prior to starting, at the time where you're delaying it and you think, I don't know, like, should I do this thing? Because there's going to be lots of ladies in a similar boat. What would your advice be to yourself 5 months ago when you was kind of on the fence about getting started? What would you say to 5 months ago, Emma?
Yeah, so I think I should have set myself a deadline, because like I said, I've been to the gym for years, rather than saying, right, okay, so if I'm sat here now thinking there's no change, I'm going to say, like, in 2 months' time, if I haven't made a difference and if I still look in the mirror and I'm still exactly the same, right, then I'm going to do it. I think just setting yourself a target or a time limit and saying, right, okay, say in 2 months, if there's no changes, I'm going to hit the button and I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign up for change, basically.
That's a really good piece of advice. That's a really good piece of advice, because a lot of people would loosely set themselves a time, like, oh, I'll see how these next couple of weeks go and I'll see if I kind of, you know, get a result kind of thing. And then a couple of weeks turns into a couple of months, into a couple of years. But if you say, right, 2 months, or, you know, let's say we're the 5th of August now, you might say, okay, September the 15th, that's going to be my target. And I'm going to track my progress now. I'm going to check it again on September the 15th, and I'm going to see where I'm at. If I haven't made adjustments, I know something needs to change, because it's as simple as it is. Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? And if you're just going through the same motions, nothing's going to just miraculously change unless you find that support of those answers, right? And I guess on that topic, what results have you seen? I know, but for the ladies listening.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the first instance, it was the 3 weeks that was just like, what now? Like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it was then progress photos that was just a wow. And then, like, you can compare it, like, kind of like on the app, so you can see, like, all the changes, and you're just like, this is just mad. But then I think then all of a sudden when you just take a photo, I don't know if you're on holiday, you're in a dress or whichever, and you're like, wow, like look at my arms. And you're like, Jesus, like I've never like had definition. So it's things like that that kind of just stood out that I was just like, wow.
Of
just
course.
kind of just comparing really, like you said, you've got that on the app where you can kind of compare like side, back, and just like a natural sort of pose. You're not sort of trying to big your muscles up, but you can just see naturally how you've transformed, and it was just really like, wow.
Yeah, motivating, because loads of people ask, how do I get motivated? It's like when you see results or you look at those photos or you go off to a social event, you go, oh my God, is that a difference? Wow, like I feel amazing. And that's what goes, okay, tomorrow in the gym, I'm going to crush it. Or with my nutrition, I'm going to be disciplined because I feel so great.
Definitely.
I mean, even you sitting there, you can see the tone definition in the shoulders and the arms. So it must feel pretty cool. And I suppose you must get people asking you questions like, how the hell have you done this thing?
Yeah, definitely. So like, and I did. So there was a one when I come back from holiday, and it's weird because I had a 2-week break. So I wasn't working out, and then I come back because I kept to the meal plan. I was being good on holiday for 2 weeks. I come back, and the first photo that I took, I was just in like a long dress, just with straps, just like lightly with my hands on my hips, and I was just like, oh my God, 2 weeks of not going to the gym. I've been good with my food. And I think maybe because everything just kind of like stripped down slightly, it kind of was showing all the definition. So that I did. I kind of like, you put a post on social media and you're like, oh, back off holidays, and people are like, oh,
of course. Oh, so, that must have felt nice.
But I have tried to kind of encourage some of my friends that have gone down different paths of. But I guess maybe it's different for them because it's more of like a sort of, I guess, like a weight loss journey. For me, it was just basically transformation of
course,
body. So I've tried to kind of persuade them, be like, I'm kidding you not, if you sign up for this, like sort of diet and going to the gym, you'll see like a massive difference.
Of course. And in difficult years, like you say, there is so much contradiction online, and when you are hit with the injections and the fad diets, Weight Watchers, Slimming World, Herbalife, it all sounds great, right? Because it's fantastic marketing, but the problem is it's a system that's designed to fail, so you have to keep coming back for more, because there's a 92% rebound rate in women who do so with the fad diets and the Ozempics, and you lose so much muscle, your metabolism slows down, you get osteoporosis, and you're like, oh my God, like I'm worse than when I started, right? But it's hard to understand that because there is so much online, and for somebody who's not experienced a transformation, I suppose maybe under someone like myself and Lacey, that actually kind of learns and educates and understands, it's hard to know any different, right? So I do get it from like perspective of maybe your friends and loads of people I've spoke with, because there's loads and loads and loads online, so much crap online. So how important do you feel like the education's been for you, and do you almost now feel you could move forwards and almost just second nature go about your lifestyle without even thinking, and stay within the realms of your current result, if you will?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. I think because it's been so easy to follow with, so like kind of like set up with a meal plan, you kind of have, say, 100 gram of chicken or 75 gram of rice, and so it kind of is just, and it's so natural and it's so easy. It doesn't feel, and it sounds, I don't like using the word diet because actually it's just lifestyle. You just basically do automatically. And it's, even when I was on that 2-week holiday, it wasn't hard, and like I kind of felt like I'd like fall off the wagon almost, but actually it's not that difficult. I had it in my head, and whatever I'd be eating, because we'd make our own meals as well while we were away, and it was just there, and I'd kind of get used to the judgment then of like, oh yeah, like that much of rice wouldn't have my scales on me, and
intuitive eating,
like, and I don't get hungry, like your body just adapts to it, so it's just normal.
It does.
So I'm not starving anymore like it was to start with, so it's just normal. It's just
And I think that's the most important thing, because it gives sustainability. If you're buried in meal plans or, tracking for the rest of your life, it's like, is that sustainable? No, because you will hit that brick wall where you go, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So becoming intuitive through the education to eyeball something, you go, okay, great. I know it's in the realms of like roughly this. Like I know that's roughly 100 grams of rice is a random example.
Yeah.
It just means that you can make informed decisions. You're aware of what you're putting into your body, and it's not going to be ruining your result, because you can just do it off the fly. And that's such an sustainable habit to have. And it's a credit to you, because you've been so open-minded with education, with learning, everything that we've said. It's like, right, I'm going to figure out why, I'm going to do it for me, and I'm going to understand it. I'm not just going to have it go in one ear and out the other. I'm going to have it go in one ear, I'm going to understand it, and then I'm going to implement it. And that is such a great outlook to have. So that's a huge credit to you. And I suppose coming towards the back end of the episode, I would love to know, I know we briefly touched on some advice for yourself 5 months ago, but I suppose for other women who are struggling to get a result, or maybe struggling with motivation, or struggling with PTs, or whatever it may be, what would your advice be for them?
I think just kind of, it was for me just kind of a changing point of just go for it. Like it's quite nerve-wracking just to, I guess, because online, do you know what I mean, there's so much online, but I think if you followed someone for so long, which I did, your page and things, and like you said, you're just dealing with sort of real people, real snap, do you know what I mean, like it's nothing sort of dodgy, I guess.
Yeah, of
that
course,
was the thing for me, because I'd just be like, God, it's online, it's scary.
Yeah, of course it is.
But everything was just real about it, and it just kind of, so I think just kind of setting yourself a target, being like, right, in the next month, 2 months, if I don't see a difference, then I'm going to sign up. So just put a date on your calendar, and if you haven't seen any changes, just do it and go for it.
Yeah, it's amazing advice.
And I think, I guess motivation-wise, it is just, I think as soon as you set yourself a deadline, I guess, then that will push you then. And once you're in, you're in. You've started.
Yeah, absolutely. In for a penny, in for a pound.
So that was kind of it for me. So once I'd signed up, I was like, right, that's it. It's no going back. I'm in.
Yes, absolutely.
So I've got to give it all I've got now. So, I guess, and just kind of like, building it up.
And sometimes you only need that, not split second as such, but that couple of hours or 10-20 minutes of real motivation, accountability to go, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet now. I'm just going to reach out, and once it's done, it's done. Because that's the hardest part. It's almost like they say, the hardest exercise is the front door. It's the hardest part, just raising your hand and going, hey, I need some help. And it is the most difficult part. But if you just have that split second of accountability and motivation to go, I'm going to hit send. And once I've hit send, it's like a weight's off the shoulders. It's like I've been delaying this for so long. I've just hit send, and it's almost like, I feel light, I can breathe, like I almost feel like a little bit more secure now that I've actually reached out and asked for help. And I do get it, like you say, there's so much online, and I think, it's different for yourself, because obviously you was following for a little while, but some ladies have maybe only come across, someone they feel like they could trust recently. And it is quite easy to look at a photo and go, oh, is it smoke and mirrors? Like, you've been in the community, so you've seen the members who have transformed, and I maybe recognize this person from that photo, so I know it's legit, right? But that's why I think these podcast episodes are so amazing, because you can't fake a 25-minute conversation with someone who's, authentically talking about their journey and how they feel and their advice for, everyone. And I think it's amazing. So from my end, Emma, not just thank you for joining today, but thank you for being an absolute rock star in our community, because you've crushed it. To say it's been a privilege is an understatement. So thank you so much for your time today, but also being such an amazing client. And I'm so excited for where this result's going to go.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode.